Now that the first day of Detroit Lions mandatory minicamp is in the books, we got a lot of updates from people inside that are able to see this thing. Shout out to Pride of Detroit, as usual, for providing the excellent coverage. Their article will be what we're referring to today. It would be nice to get our own guy or gal in here. So hopefully we can get to the point where we have an insider as well. Now, there were some things that they could show. That's probably why we don't have a ton of clips today as opposed to other days. Some things they can show, some things they cannot. But it looks like, dare I say, that our second round pick, Sam LaPorta, may just be trending to be better than TJ Hockenson. I want you guys to take a look at the article. It will be in the description. We're just going to highlight a few things. You can check out the article for the rest of this information. But Sam LaPorta was looking like a dog. Every time we get a clip of this guy, he is just absolutely smoking it. Here's what Pride of Detroit had to say. Once again, rookie Sam LaPorta stole the show when comparing him against his fellow tight ends during routes and individual drills. A true apples-to-apples comparison. He was smoother, faster, and more consistent in his routes and catches. LaPorta started the day with the second group during walkthroughs, but saw snaps with the first, second, and third teams. Gaining separation was challenging for most of the Lions' offensive players, but LaPorta was one of the more natural at that skill. He caught multiple touchdowns in team drills, including elevating over Ifeatu Melifonwu, who was in good position but facing away from the ball, and powerfully snatching it from over the top of his body. Now, we've been seeing how Iffy, or hearing out of training camp, how this might be the year for Iffy. Iffy is making strides. We don't even know if he would make the team, but Iffy is definitely making strides. And here is a play that of one of the few that we are able to get coming from Detroit Lions Twitter. Let's take a look at this ball from Jared Goff to Sam LaPorta. Let's check it out, man. Good to have some footage, man. So, first of all, the wobbly ball from Goff, man, but he got it over the Sam LaPorta was not going out of bounds there, or maybe he was. That looked like it was an end zone, but it could have been. Let's take another look at that. I thought he was throwing maybe an end zone, but it looked like he tried to toe tap down there. Yeah, I think that was making sure that was the back of the end zone. What a play by Sam LaPorta, man. You can see here. Let's pause this real quick. So here are the front pylons. If you go to Ford Field, training camp at Allen Park, they got two separate fields. So one set of team will be on this one, and like the second team will be down here. So this is the front of the end zone. That is the back of the end zone. But I wanted to show you too, if we look up, look who's trying to make a play on the ball. Alex Anzalone. This got to be right. With the hair, the compression pants on. Alex Anzalone, not a great ball thrown by Jared Goff. Did it get tipped? It did. No wonder. That's why that ball got so ugly. It got tipped by number 52. I can't tell who that is, but no wonder, because I'm like, that's an ugly ball by Jared Goff. But looks like it might have had a nice little spiral to it. Then it got hit, and then LaPorta with the toe drag swag to make that a touchdown in the back of the end zone. LaPorta is going to be an absolute stud, man. And when this thing is over, dare I say that he might be better than TJ Hockenson. You know what I mean? Especially with his ability to block as well. He could be shaping up to be better than TJ Hockenson. I know I was very upset when we traded TJ. Wasn't really for the trade itself, but it was for the in division. But looks like Brad Holmes knew exactly what he was doing. So I might have to eat crow on that one. But another thing that they pointed out, and again, go to the article and read the rest of it. He broke down every single position that he saw today. He was talking about the chemistry between Jameson Williams and Jared Goff, and this is going to be a big deal, something that has to be developed. And this is why it was so big that Jameson Williams missed most of last year, and this is why this suspension is going to be huge, because I'm thinking we might not really see Jamo at his full potential until week 10 or 11, almost the same time he was last year. Because if I remember the ramifications of the suspension correctly, he basically can't be any part of the team from week 1 to week 6. He can petition to join the team again after week 3, I think. So we could get maybe an early week 6 or 7 if he's allowed to come back at week 3 or week 4, come back to practice, that is, or whatever the stipulation is, then that will help him develop that chemistry even sooner. But here is what Pride of Detroit had to say about the chemistry between Jameson Williams and Jared Goff. The big question on most fans' mind, according to the article, is how is the chemistry between Goff and Jameson Williams? And my answer is in progress. Says like with Gibbs, who dropped a couple of passes, Williams had a hard time hauling in passes from Goff during individual drills and even repeated some drills in order to try and correct the issue. But even if they corrected the issue on one route, they'd run into another issue on the next. Says it's hard to tell exactly what the issue is, but from what I saw on Tuesday, I believe it's a combination of Williams having elite speed, athleticism, which make everything happen faster, yet being too inconsistent in his route tree to allow for a timing route to work. Because his routes aren't always identical in their patterns, and because he's so athletic, Goff's anticipation of where Williams will be is a bit off, resulting in incompletions. But then he goes to say that on the plus side, they did make some nice plays down the stretch. So this is a big deal. Now, you might be saying, well, see, Jared Goff, he can't throw to Jameson Williams. His speed is going to be a problem. Don't forget, Jared Goff threw to Brandon Cooks, who had elite speed as well. The issue is they got to be able to, we talk about chemistry between a quarterback and wide receivers. We saw it from Jared Goff in year 1. The lack of chemistry, right? Name me one receiver outside of Khalif Raymond in year 1, the beginning of year 1. You really can't, right? I don't think any of them are on our team anymore. So that chemistry is going to be extremely important. And Goff and Jameson Williams are going to have to spend a lot of time together. I'll tell you what, after OTAs, the second go-round, week after next, I think it's sometime next week, it would be really good for Jameson Williams and Jared Goff to maybe have some time together. I would love to see that because the work with the group, with the organization will be on hold until we return for training camp. But together, as we saw Goff and St. Brown and other Josh Reynolds and those guys in L.A., maybe Jameson Williams can catch another flight, go down there, and maybe it can just be him and Goff, man, one-on-one, getting that chemistry together with those two individuals. So, again, check out the article from Pride of Detroit. They do great work, and you can read about every position listed. I mean, he covered all of them, so make sure you guys check out the link to these articles are always in the description. Just scroll to the bottom. It'll say source, and then you will see that information there. Make sure to give those gentlemen a read. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself. Let me know what you think in the comments below of Mandatory Minicamp Day 1. And as always, go Lions. Don't forget to take care of each other as well.